Hi, Suey.
Hi,
I'm so glad we could chat today about August. How are you feeling about August?
I'm so excited to celebrate Yagas again and really hope that we can get some people to read YA with us.
Yay.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and I
I'm
know,
kind of worried that I was going to say I'm kind of worried that people might have thought we forgot about it, but we have not forgot about it.
no, we're here to announce that we're planning to celebrate YA literature in the month of August, and we would like our friends to join us and anyone else in the world who watches this who wants to join us. You are our friend and you are welcome.
Yes, yes, please. It would be so fun to have you celebrate this category of reading with us.
And for you, I just want to say, like, it's an extra exciting time of year because for the first time, you've published a YA book.
Yay!
Yay. So, just wanted to plug that in because I really enjoyed it and it was a fun read.
Well, thank you so much for reading it and hyping it up a little bit. Your review was awesome.
And it's the title is Always Best Buds, and it's
Yes,
really fun, like friendship story. More than anything, is just about friends.
exactly. And it's kind of a lower YA and could be considered upper middle grade too, a little bit. So kind of fits both categories,
Yeah.
I feel like. So
So we have something really exciting planned. We created a bingo card, and this is the YA picture bingo that we'll be playing, and we're inviting you to join us. Now, before I share that with you, you've heard us talk, if you've been around our channels, you've heard us talk about why we read YA, but Sui, for anybody that's new, is there something that you want to share about why you I mean, we're both like grown women and we still read YA. So why do you read YA?
I read YA because I feel like the stories in YA are just so much fun and so relatable still. Like, I don't understand when people feel like they're too old to read them. I don't understand the whole that they don't relate to it because for me, they're still very relatable. I like them because I must enjoy the feeling I get reading about somebody going through all that newness, first times, part of life. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. And the other reason is probably because I don't feel like I've ever really grown up. Inside, I still feel that age.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like I can relate to it because I do not feel like I have moved beyond anything that's being talked about in these books. So, and while I enjoy the adult books, I always want to come back to YA because they just feel so, what's that word? Approachable, I guess. They just feel so attainable. I don't know. Is that those words make sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, I hear a lot of people say that YA is people say like it is accessible, right? It's when people talk, sometimes I hear adults, when I say people, I mean adults. When adults talk about reading YA, they say kind of like, oh, but it's YA, I'm gonna read it in like a really short amount of time. Like it's not going to take a lot of um
Investment, right?
investment. Yeah, like mental capacity. It's just going to be an
Right.
easy read, and people you tend to think of it as
Uh,
easy. But so in that way, it is attainable as adults. It feels
uh-huh.
very accessible to adults. But also, well, I read because I like the nostalgia of it. Like you were saying
True.
about
Hmm.
reconnecting with your inner child, with your
Hmm.
inner young person. And so I like the nostalgia, and I just like also learning about what it's like to be a young adult now with some of the contemporary, more modern, more like the new releases of young adult literature that are
Hmm.
based on like kids today.
Hmm.
So, I don't have kids, so I enjoy reading about what kids are going through these days.
Right.
Um, but I also like to have recommendations on hand for my YAs, for my young adult family members. So
Right.
it all it helps me understand the world around me and it helps me connect with those in my life.
I was going to say, I see a lot of discussion about YA being written for adults now. And a lot of people are really, really annoyed by that. Um, and I think what they mean is um, that YA is becoming more adultish, more spicy levels, that kind of thing. And and then people get really upset because they say that if it's going to be written for a YA, then it shouldn't have any of that in it. And if it has any stuff like that in it, it's should be considered adult, no matter the age of the characters or whatever. And I agree with that, but I do still see some of that in YA too. Like I don't know, the the line is very blurry when you get up there to the upper YA levels. And I just know a lot of people are annoyed that um, even when we say YA, it might not necessarily be for YA. And so I just wanted to, I don't know how to have that conversation necessarily, but I just know that that's something people are talking about a lot. And I don't know kind of how we fix that problem. But most of the ones I read, I still feel like are for young adult teenagers. There are some that the line is very blurred, and they are a lot heavier content, you know. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Was there something that you
Yeah.
have seen people talk about on that subject?
Yeah. And well, I also hear the flip side of that. I hear adults saying, "Oh, I read this book, but is marketed for adults, but it felt very YA." And
Hmm.
I've had that experience where I pick up a book and it's marketed for adults, but it does feel YA. Like I've talked about Oye by Melissa Mogollon. I love that book, but I feel like I would recommend that book for a young person, maybe a high school age person, maybe
Uh-huh.
15 and between the ages of 15 to 19, you know?
Right. Right.
And so I wouldn't recommend that necessarily to an adult friend who wasn't wanting to it's about like it takes place the main character is a girl who's just about to graduate high school, you know?
Uh-huh.
And it's about her relationship with her family. And
But it's marketed as an adult. Interesting.
it's marketed for adults, but it's very much of the themes of high school
Right.
and coming of age. And so we've also talked about in the past, you can follow our conversations. Suey and I, this is our second year having these conversations online. And we've talked about how um, YA can feel misunderstood, but I think partially it's also because it's kind of a new category. Like when Suey and I were young in high school, we didn't have that label of YA. You know, like Lord of the Flies, for example, that's the book that you would typically read in a middle school, high school curriculum. It wasn't a young adult book, it's just a book, right?
Right. Right.
And
Or like Anne of Green
Anne of
Gables.
Green Gables, you know? So some of these classics that we just love, Peter Pan,
Yeah.
there's some of these classics, they were always like just their books and it's not until we started labeling that then we're looking for like cleaner lines between them. But I think that's when it gets really difficult because then you feel like you have to create more categories
Hmm. It gets
to
really confusing.
say, okay, these are recommended. And I think the publishers do okay-ish job. Sometimes you see that they put like teen or like 15, 8, you know, like oh, the Scholastic book's supposed to have an age or a grade level.
Uh,
So I think that's helpful for parents who are trying to decide, is this the right book for my child?
right.
Um, I always say if it's a parent or person wondering, is this the right book for my loved one, my loved young person in my life, whoever that may be? I think the best resource is a librarian. Like
Hmm.
I'd probably go to a librarian for help with deciding what are the themes in this book?
Content. Yeah,
How, how can I anticipate what conversations could come up?
right.
Um, like Sarah J. Maas, you wouldn't recommend any of, their books for someone under what, 13 for sure, right?
For
Like,
sure. For me, I
um,
wouldn't recommend them for, I would say 16 at least.
yeah, I'd probably say
But
15.
I might be a little more conservative on that, but
I might say 15 and over.
yeah,
Um, but that's just it's subjective, right? Like
it
what you
is.
would consider appropriate for a child of age 15 maybe would be different based on your experience and
And this whole conversation gets us into um, that territory of book banning,
Mhm.
which my state has an issue with, and because they think they can tell, or people in schools or whatever, they think they can tell everyone what they can and can't read, which is so frustrating because, like you said, there are resources to go to decide yourself what your kid can and can't read, and you don't have the right to tell everyone else's kid what they can and can't read. So, but that's what's happening here is people are like, let's just take this out of schools altogether because we are nervous about what's inside of it. So then they take them out of schools and choose for everyone, which is funny because then that just makes everybody more aware of that book and everybody runs and reads it. And so it's like backfiring. I don't understand why they even think that that works. It's just funny.
yeah, and it's just not
So,
fair. It's just not
yeah,
fair to to take voices out of schools, that might not resonate with you, but it might resonate with someone else who needs that book or that story
exactly.
to see
Right.
themselves.
Yeah,
Um, so we could have this conversation
we
all night.
could. We could. My biggest thing though is I just get frustrated when older people say YA is not for them, but it is for you because the stories and the books and the content and everything is for is something you're going to resonate with still, even as an older person. And I would love it if somebody said to me sometime, you know what, I never thought that I should be reading YA anymore, but because of you and gushing about it all the time, I tried it. And then they would be like, oh, you're right. These YA books are really awesome. But that's
Yeah.
like my dream to turn people's um, perception and to knowing that these books are for everyone, even if they're marketed towards the kids. So that's my biggest thing about it, I think.
Well, I think that would be wonderful, but I'm not as optimistic as you in terms of changing hearts and minds.
I don't think I'm going to change any. I really don't. If people have their mindset on it, it's going to be hard to change them. But that's my dream that it would happen with a couple of people.
But I just like Yogis because I think it's an opportunity to read read YA to my heart's content and just
Uh-huh.
dedicate the time to
And
just,
just fangirl. We
yes,
talked about
just
fangirling.
be all in it. Um, and be like thinking about being 17 again or being
Hmm.
13 again. And whether or not you had a good time as a 13 or a 15 or whatever year old, I
Yeah.
think that there's just something about going back in memory. And for me, it almost feels like therapy.
Yeah.
Feels therapeutic
It's
to,
very mind cleansing.
yeah.
So, and if there's a lot of, if there's people out there who don't normally read YA, but then they take the opportunity to read one or two with us in Yagas, then that's awesome.
Yeah. And so thank you for saying that because that reminds me. So your level of participation in Yagis is up to you. There is no like minimum bar. We're going to talk about ways to play this bingo card, but if you just hear us talk about a book and maybe a book that Suey mentioned sounds like you might want to give it a try and you just want to commit to reading one book, that's that's it. You've participated in August. So
Yeah. And it
welcome
would make me
and
so happy, even if you just read one and then you're like, I read a YA book. Yay.
yay. Yes, that's it. So that is the minimal. Like, and
Yeah.
actually, if you didn't want to read YA, but you just are curious about YA books, and we just give you some books to maybe put on your TBR for later, or maybe we talk about a book that you think your niece or your nephew or your cousin or whomever might like, then at least, hey, we
Hmm.
helped you get started on that Christmas shopping early. Um,
Right.
so we're just glad that you're here with us, listening to our waxing poetic about how much we love young adult literature. Is
Right.
there anything else that we need to say before we get started with the game?
I was just saying that I'm ready for you to show them your awesome bingo board that you
Okay,
created.
let's get to it. So, for the month of August, in celebration of young adult, we are welcoming you to UGUST, and we created a picture bingo card. Um, so you'll see in the instructions just above the photos, the images, you can play picture bingo for UGUST, and here are three ways to play. Number one, you can read a book, at least one book inspired by a picture, and you've participated. Two, you can read four books in a row, diagonal, corners, or center square. Any row or diagonal that you want. No, you decide what you want to read. And then the next way to play is to read in random order. You can read as many books on the bingo card as you like. And tally your summer vibe score. So the number of books will give you a score of what is your summer vibe. And one to four, so reading one to four books, you're having a chill in summer. Reading five to eight books, you're having a road trip kind of summer. Reading 9 to 12 books, you're having a radical summer. And reading 13 to 16, you are having a far out summer.
Awesome.
And we are going to talk about these images and show you how you can interpret them. And really, it's super subjective. It's just whatever speaks to you.
Whatever vibes those pictures give you, right?
Right. So let's go through it together, Suey.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at the top row, and I'm going to start with the record, the record
Okay.
player, and that vinyl.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So for that, I have some notes here. So like let's talk about buzzwords. Buzzwords that fit that image. So for me, I look at the record player and the vinyl, and my buzzwords that come to mind are like music, vintage, classic, retro, and reread.
I'm gonna write these down.
Those are just
I, just the vibes that it gives you, right?
yes. Are there
Hmm.
words that come to your mind when you look at that?
Nothing other than that. Those are all really good. I was definitely thinking music, and there's so many awesome YA books that have music as a theme in their stories. So it can be any kind of music uh, it, within a story. So, but I love all those other ones that you were talking about for sure.
So I'll say my buzzwords again. The buzzwords that I selected for this were like music, vintage, classic, retro, and reread. And
Nice.
I think now we can each share either a book that we've read in the past that we would recommend that might fit these buzzwords or this image, whatever that speaks to you, Sui, or a book on our TBR that we would like to read for August. So for me, the book that I chose from my TBR that I would like to read for August is How to Order the Universe by Maria José Ferrada. And
And
I'll insert
it
a
has
picture.
music in it, or which buzzword does that one fit?
It actually it's very retro. It has a retro
Hmm.
cover.
Well, I was going through a pile of YA books on my TBR, and I was hoping to find one about that. And where was it? There was something. Was it this one? Um, huh. So I was reading the back of this one. It's called Always Jane by Jenn Bennett. It's one I picked up at a bookstore just the other day when I was at the bookstore, and I was reading the back of it because I don't. Sometimes I just grab books just from literally from the cover or the title. I have no idea what this book's about, right? So I'm
Hmm.
reading the back, and it says that the a fellow a fellow lover of music and hater of the game, I don't know what game they're talking about, has been ousted from the family and is slumming it at a vinyl record shop. So I just read that one sentence and I'm like, okay,
Oh,
this one's
perfect.
going to this
Yeah.
one's going to fit that category.
Always Jane
Um,
by who's the author again?
Jen Bennett is the author.
Jen.
I picked this up at off the like a bargain rack at the our local indie store. So
That sounds great.
it might be a bit of a I keep thinking it's like a inspired by Jane Eyre or something, but I don't see that really touted about it that here anywhere. So I probably made that up. But anyway, it looks like a fun romance, and there's music and there's a vinyl record shop. So
Cool. Perfect.
okay, so that's the one I want to read for that.
Okay. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, the next image is a young man, and I'm for me the way I interpret the photo, this feels like a father son image. So it's a young man and another male figure at graduation, and they seem to be in somewhat of an embrace or some, kind gestures. Um, and so the buzzwords that I selected for this image that came to mind are family, celebration, milestone, school, and college. Um, in this photo particularly, we see a black student and a black friend or person caring for him. And you know what? I'm assuming it's a male, but we don't really know. So it's a student, a black student, and um their loved one. And so I thought maybe another way to look at it would be read a story with a black protagonist or
Yeah,
read
that's
a
good.
book by a black author.
Those are all really good for that one. Yeah.
Um, I have so many books on my TBR that could fit this. Um, I'll just share a couple that are like here that I thought would be good. Sorry, y'all. I have like piles of books at my feet. I'm just reaching for them now. So these are two books on my TBR that for me are possibilities. One is A Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. You could see it's won like all the awards, and it's a
Oh,
poetry collection.
okay.
Or it's maybe a novel in verse or, um, yeah, I think it's a novel in verse. So I'm excited about this one. And then this one has been on my TBR on and off for August for a few years now. Long Division by Kiese Laymon.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard you talk about that one.
So I've talked about it plenty of times before, but those are
Yeah.
two that I am considering for this this image.
I didn't have a particular one for this image, but I'm thinking of there's one over here on my shelf that I didn't grab that's called um, if you could see me in a crown or something like that.
Oh yeah, you should see me in a
That one.
crown.
You should see me in a crown.
I love
Yes.
that one.
I haven't read that one. It's still sitting on my shelf. So that just came to my mind when you were talking about your words. So
Yeah, I think that fits. It's a good one.
okay. This next one is really interesting to me. I'm really curious to know what your words are for it.
So this next one is an image of an eye, a person's eye, and they're holding two fingers like this, like ahead. So the picture's taken, it's the two fingers in front of the eye.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So the buzzwords that I selected for this are eyes. Um, we have a Spanish way of saying ojo, like evil eye, or ojo, like, be aware, like
Uh-huh.
be aware, open your eyes. Um, sight, vision, see, like any of these words in the title, maybe like if there's the word see or vision or um, a, another buzzword is perspective. So maybe a book that has a perspective that makes you curious or a perspective that maybe you don't read often and you want a new perspective. Um, a f maybe focus, look, and watch. So these are all. So you should see me in a crown, like, like that has the word see in the title. So that could also fit
True.
this one. Um, but the book that I thought I could read for I'm gonna like be off. Okay, so I have these books by Selznick, and the spine, they have the eye. So I have The Invention of Hugo Cabaret. I've already read that one, but
Uh-huh.
this one, The Marvels, is one I haven't read, but I like
Oh,
the eye on the spine.
oh, cool.
And then this is Wonderstruck and also has the eye.
Oh, that's so cool.
I love them on my shelf like this.
Yes, that's
Um,
perfect.
so I'm thinking maybe the if I read a book for this one, it might be The Marvels, and then this one could be a contender for another one in another photo. But that's one idea that I have for my TBR. How about you, Suey?
When you're talking about you, when you're talking about a different perspective, it made me wonder about this book that I just grabbed that I would like to read.
What does it say?
Um, it's called An Emotion of Great Delight
Huh.
by Tahereh Mafi.
Oh,
And she, this is like a sequel to, I think it's a sequel to A Very Large Expanse of Sea, which I read and actually loved. And it's the characters are Muslim. Is that how you say it?
yeah.
Muslim. And right around the time of 9/11. So it's them dealing with the aftermath of that and the way people are treating them. And I read the first one and loved it. And this continues the story, I think. I'm not exactly sure if it's like somebody else's point of view or if it's the same characters or what, but so oh, and there's some eyes on that. Can you see it? Let me see. Where's my camera?
Oh
See the
yeah.
eyes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see the eyes. How cool.
I just barely saw that. There's eyes on there. So I
That
would
sounds,
that one would fit that one, I bet.
yeah, that sounds like a really great one.
And it would be short. Look how short and easy it is.
Yeah. That looks like a good size book for summer.
Yeah.
Um, so the next image is a humongous giant of a tree. So we could just throw out buzzwords. I mean, I wrote huge. Um, I also wrote all caps because it's so huge. Like you could read a book that has a title in all caps. Um,
That's interesting.
nature, trees. There's only one like focal point in this photo, so it could just be like either the number one or like a single, like if it's a book cover that has just one image on it. Um, and then you could, for any of these photos, you could look at the palette, right? And look at the photo, the color palette for the photo and be inspired and maybe look for books that have similar um color palettes to their design.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think? Do you feel any other buzzwords or any other
For
phrases?
some reason, I'm thinking of where that tree might be set.
Okay.
Like the setting of that tree. Is it
Mhm.
in Africa? Is it in um I don't know, where else was I thinking?
Well, that would be your interpretation, right?
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
it could also be
I
a
don't
fantasy world.
Yeah, it kind of could be. It is such a cool picture. But it makes me wonder if that tree's real and where is it? I don't know. But those are all really good. I don't know that I have anything that's jumping out at me for that one particularly.
But if the image makes you feel like it's possibly it's inspired by Africa and you want to read a book set in Africa, then
Hmm.
that would be
That would
perfect.
work.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's on your list for that one?
okay, this is where I haven't decided. So I'm gonna be like some of these I'm also kind of like which it could also be like a big mammoth, right? It could also be like that one book that's like one of your choices for Big Book Summer.
Oh yeah, big book.
So if I think about it like that one of the options that I have on my shelves, I'm trying to find it in my stack here, is I think it's right here, Dune. So this is one of my contenders for Big Book Summer, and it's been on
Hmm.
my TBR for a few years now. I started it, I haven't finished it, but it might be one that I pick up again. And because it's a pretty, it's a mammoth, it's a big book. Um, I could, and it is all caps, so that might be one that could work for this one for me.
This one, I guess, could work then if you're talking big books. This is the third in the series. I bought it used, so the dust jacket
Ooh,
is not on here, and
uh-huh.
the dust jacket usually adds to this one, but it's Obsidian, which is the third in the Illuminae series, and I
Cool.
would love to read it. And it's big, and it's kind of has that. What's that? What were you talking about? Kind of a mammothy one focal point feel to it, you know. Have you read these books, Illuminae?
No,
And Gemini is the second one,
no, but
and
I'm
this
really
one's the
curious about
third
them.
one. They are they are but one of those kind of books where it's kind of all different kinds of things inside. It's almost like a graphic novel feel, but
I'll look for it.
anyway,
It
yeah, they're
looks really
so
cool.
good. So maybe I could use that one for that.
Okay.
I have to read. Let's
So
see.
as we're going, feel free to leave comments. If you are watching this and you're yelling at us into your phone, telling us what you think would be perfect for this, put it in the comments. Let us know what inspires
What,
you from
yeah, what
these
jumps out
photos.
at you?
And then that way you're also sharing TBR ideas with us, right? We could always change our minds and read something that you recommend to us. Um, so moving on to the next image in the second row, we have a kind of like a fairy, like a Tinkerbell kind of creature, face to face with an older woman, um, gray hair, and they are sitting by a big tree in a forest, and it looks like it's either nighttime or early morning. Um, and it feels, well, I put for my buzzwords, I put fantasy, I put multi-generational, I put face to face, like I put forest and I put whimsical. Are there any other buzzwords that you might add to the list, Suey?
I would say a fairy tale
Fairy tale, that's a good one.
because that's that's the book I came up with because to me those are look like fairy fae type of creatures.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Do you have a suggestion or an idea?
so I was just going through the books that I wanted to read, right? And this one is one that's been on my stack for a while, and it is Gilded by Marisa Meyer.
Mm.
Is the first in a duology, Gilded, and what's the other one? Uh, Cursed. And this is a retelling of I think it's Rumpelstiltskin, isn't it? Anyway, it's fantasy. So, but yeah, I think it's Rumpelstiltskin. So I want to read those two really bad, but this is the first one of that. How about you?
Um, well, now that you said fairy tale, now that's opening up my brain to all of these fairy tale retellings.
There's so many, huh?
There's so many. Um, I've talked about this one before, and it's still on my to be read list. And that's Emily of New Moon
Oh,
by
nice.
Ellen Montgomery. I feel
Uh-huh.
like this kind of matches that cover. There's like that blue in the background, the light,
Uh-huh.
and the forest, and the little girl Emily. So from my shelves and my TBR, this is one that I think I could fit with this image.
That's cool. Nice.
Okay. The next one, I really like this picture. It reminds me of childhood. It is popsicles. So for this one, my buzzwords are colors, stripes, cold, um, the word pop because of popsicles, ice, and cool. So again, like any, like if you, this for me, this would be like if there's the word cool or cold in the title. Or I might look at the color palette and it's really fun, like lime green and red and blue, like ocean blue.
Uh-huh.
So, that might be, the color palette that I'll look for in a book. Do you have anything on your TBR or a recommendation, Suey, or are there any other buzzwords that you would attribute?
I would maybe add summer,
Mm-hmm.
although there are a couple of others that could be summer also. Um, I don't have any on I have a summary book, but I'm using it for another one. This one I don't know. Yeah, the other ones I don't know if it would fit. So I don't really have one for that one. What do you have for that one?
I'm looking through my little stack, my not my little, my huge stacks here. Let me see. I think this one I grabbed because of the colors. Um, but I'm not set that this is the one that I'm going to pair, but I'm just going to kind of give an example. So I have this one, and the colors, the red and the blue. There's no lime green in it, but I felt like
You felt like it
maybe
matched it. Yeah, that
um
works.
there's some green on the back. There's like a green dragon. So it has some of the colors on here. And it is a manga. Um,
Oh, fun.
it's a cozy manga. It's
Uh-huh.
the title is Seven Little Sons of the Dragons. It's a collection of seven stories, so a short story collection. There's seven short stories in here in manga. So
Oh, fun.
this feels like fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
I'm going
Okay.
to move to the next one.
Yeah,
So the next
next.
one is like an open road, like in the desert. You see the open road and the sky. And for me, this evoked road trip, hot, desert. Also, like maybe the color schemes, if you had one,
Mm-hmm.
and the open road. So for me, this one, I it actually is perfect for the book for the my books and book of the US book club book for July, which is Northanger, by Ray Terciero. Um, but I'm probably gonna read that in July. So now I'm thinking if I have anything. I don't have one with an open road, but I might need to look at my digital library. So that might be somewhere I go to get ideas. And if I find one in editing, then I'll put it up. But I'm pretty sure I
Okay.
might be able to find something in my digital
Right.
library. How
Okay.
about you, Sui?
Um, well, I have this road trip one, the 13 Days of Summer that actually, this one is one that's like, I
Cool.
was almost going to start reading. So I don't know. Hopefully I can wait till August. I might start reading it in July. But this one actually, I thought of it for that other picture that's down there, the dog driving, because that looked like
Yeah.
a road trip.
Yeah.
But now I don't know. I could use it, I feel like, for either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was thinking of something else just now though too. Um, Oh, this. Didn't you say like hot? I've
Yes,
got this one I'm wanting to read. It
that's
has
a
the
great
fire
one.
keeper's daughter in it.
I
So
love
it's
that
got
book.
fire. Have you read this one?
Yes, it's one of my favorite YAs.
Oh, I just really, really need to get to it. She
Yeah.
came to our StoryCon event this year, and so I grabbed this book and I'm trying to make it fit in something. So, but if would it work for that one?
Yes, and you know what? Thank you for sharing that because then the one that I have on my TBR that I didn't bring with me to my piles right here, I have Warrior Girl Unearthed, and I've been meaning to read it. I've put it on my TBR before and haven't gotten to it, but the cover would fit this, and I'll have to put
That
a
one.
picture of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is so much fun figuring this out. I hope other people find this uh, you know, fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you're talking to us in the comments and letting us
Yes,
know what you're seeing that we're not seeing in these photos.
exactly.
The next photo is a dark sky with a sign that says hurricane season. So it's like a warning sign, like caution. Um, so the the buzzwords that I wrote down and are weather, climate, cli-fi, like if you're into cli-fi lit, summer, because hurricane season is usually in the summer, and caution. Any other buzzwords that you think could fit?
Um, yeah, anything weather, I guess you're like you said, rain,
Dark, stormy.
snow, yeah, dark, stormy, anything like that. Yeah. Now
So
I'm trying to think of my piles here.
the one that I mentioned earlier that I was going to mention again is this one, Wonderstruck by Brian Selznick. It's got that thunder. It
Oh
feels very
yeah.
dark and stormy. So this is one that I could read for hurricane season photo.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, climate.
I don't know if there's climate in this one, but I want to try and fit this one into something. And
Yeah, I think that could work.
is there anything that has more gold on it or something?
But
Blue and
that
gold. It's blue and
it's blue
gold.
and gold. Yeah, it has a color palette.
It does have
And
the color palette.
yeah, I mean this image could evoke for you science fiction, right?
Yeah,
Um
I guess so.
so
Anyways, that's one I want to try and read. So maybe if you think that would work for that one.
it could also any of these could also evoke something nonfiction. So if there's like a YA memoir, um, or just like nonfiction, you know,
Hmm.
um, that fits any of these photos, feel free to go the nonfiction route. The
All
next
right.
the
Yeah,
next
next one.
one is four friends at a carnival. So the buzzwords for this one are friends, party, carnival. You could also again look at the color palette and just see all the colors. You could also read a book with maybe four people on the cover. Um, are there any buzzwords that stand out to you?
That just looked like a party to me. Party. Uh, my book comes to mind because it's two girls and two boys.
Yeah.
A love square.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most books have triangles. They don't necessarily have, two and two, but yeah, I don't know. Don't know what else. And I don't know what book would go with it unless I think of my summary one again.
Well, your always best buds would go perfect with it. Um, I'm trying to think. I might have to put a book in editing for that one because I'm not seeing anything in front of me that is
It's
feeling like a party.
It just seems like all YA books, romances are going to have a party in them. They would all
Yeah.
fit that image, just any contemporary YA romance. So, but for some reason, I don't have many of those on my
Okay. I just
file.
I have one right here. I just realized you said YA romance.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, I read Borrow My Heart by
Oh,
Casey West. So this is not a
yes.
book that I'm going to reread, but it is a book that I would recommend because it was a lot of fun. And it's really, really cute. The color palette fits that. And
It does.
I think this would go really well. So if I hadn't read this book, I might pick this up for this image, this picture.
Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
next one.
Next one is a person's sneakers next to the word danger on the ground. And danger is in red and all caps. Well, a red stripe with danger, the word, in an exclamation point in all caps, white font. And sneakers. Um, so for this one, I thought of the book that's on my books and book ideas book list, and I don't have a copy, a physical copy right now, but I'll post it in the description. But it's basically a horror. It's a YA horror, and it's about zombies and the apocalypse. And so, um, people are scared on the cover. The teenager on the cover looks like she's scared, and that's the one I'm planning to read for the book club
For
for the book
August.
list, but also for August.
Okay, sounds like a good one. The one I thought of for this one is this book, The Good Girl's Guide to Murder,
Yeah,
which isn't that just now, just recently out on Netflix too.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's probably kind of being buzzed about again. And I have
Yes,
never read it yet. So I need to read it. I need to catch up with the buzz. And I feel like this fits that danger
yeah.
vibe.
Totally.
So that's the one I really want to read
Okay, we are on a
for
roll
that
here.
one.
The next picture is clouds. Clouds and really aqua blue skies, like teal blue skies or aqua colored skies.
Uh-huh.
Um, so for this one, the buzzwords are dream, dreamy, sci-fi as well.
Yes. I kind of
Um,
thought that. The
so
space,
space,
flying away in the sky.
mm-hmm.
Okay, do you want me to show you the one I was hoping that I could make work for this one?
Go for it.
Oh, astronomy. Astronomy. This one
This-
is The Secret Astronomers, and this is one I've been dying to read. It has
How
it's written on
cool.
Post-it notes.
That
It's
is
written
so
on post
cool.
throughout.
What's the title again?
The Secret Astronomers.
Secret Astronomers.
So sky.
Yeah. So the one that I have here that I've also been meaning to read for a really long time and I haven't yet. And you know what? This might be one of those that is kind of like middle grade slash YA.
Hmm.
It says here the author has won awards for YALSA. So I think this is a YA,
Hmm.
but it's The Bluest Sky by Christina Diaz Gonzalez.
Well, that's
And
perfect for this one.
yeah, it's the color palette and the sky. Um, so she based this story on her real life experiences of her relatives and her research into the thousands of other Cubans who came to the United States during the Mariel boat lift. So it's inspired by true stories, maybe historical
Hmm.
fiction.
Right. That sounds awesome.
And the next one is a grumpy cat. So we have a green-eyed grumpy cat staring directly at you. So the buzzwords are grumpy, annoyed, anger, rage, um, boredom,
Or any pet,
or
maybe
any
pets,
pet.
pet stories,
Um,
right?
the one that that I have two options for this one. One is literal tiger on the cover.
Oh, nice.
So I have When You Trap a Tiger, but this one I think is middle grade. I have to look into it, but I think this might be middle grade. The other option is All My Rage by
Oh, yeah.
Tahereh.
Yay. I
This
love
might
this one.
this might work for this one
Yeah,
because of the word rage. So,
exactly.
what about you, Suey?
I didn't really find one for this one, so I'm gonna have to think about that one some more.
Okay, so for the next one, I really love this picture. It's a picture of someone holding a boba in their hand. And this image reminded me of a YA book that I love, that I don't own a copy of, but I really enjoyed reading it and highly recommend. And that's When Dimple Met Rishi. I'll post a picture of the book, but When Dimple Met Rishi is such a cute YA YA novel. I wouldn't call it necessarily romance, but there is a bit of romantic feelings. But it's not necessarily a romance. But in the on the cover, Dimple is holding a boba drink in her hand.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Fun. Um, well, I was hoping that this one we could use for Asian books.
Yes,
Yes?
yes, that's my thought too. That was yeah. The buzzwords here are sweet, Asian, Asian author, Asian protagonist set in Asia.
Well, I have actually, is this one set in eight? Is this one an Asian one? Yes. Okay, this one, so this was one I want to read that I just recently acquired by Axio. It's a science fiction, uh, like tech kind of book, I think, like futuristic, dystopian maybe, I don't know. It's set in Seoul.
Cool.
And then this one is, it looks like it's an historical fiction about, um, during World War II, Japanese. Japanese occupation, Japanese camps, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but I know Japanese has to do with it.
Beneath the Wide Silk Sky.
Yeah, it could that could work for the sky one too, I was thinking.
Hmm.
Anyway, those two kind of fit that if we're thinking Asian.
Okay.
That's all I've got for that one. I've got so many Asian books though that I want to read.
Yeah, another Asian book that I want to read that's on my TBR is The Love Boat Taipei.
That sounds
And
fun.
also I have Stacey Lee books. I think Outrun the Moon, I think is one of them. But I
Hmm.
have a couple of Stacey Lee books that I've been meaning to read.
Fun. Okay.
The next photo is Labubu's.
I was gonna say I don't even know what those are, and I'm probably gonna show
Um,
how old I am.
the Labubus. So these are Labubus at like on a street market, and they're all hanging from pegs. And the buzzwords for this one is trendy, modern. Um, there are also Labubus are like collect them all. So it could be a book in a series. It could be a book of that is part of a collection. Um, any other ideas for buzzwords or themes?
I think whimsical for that one too, maybe whimsical and
Also, like graphic animation,
oh
like
yeah,
graph.
animation.
Mhm. I'm gonna just share this one because I think this is a possibility for a few. So I pulled Nimona from my shelves. I haven't read this, but it's a graphic novel,
Okay.
and there's an I in the middle for the O. There's an I, so
Uh-huh.
I thought like, oh, this could fit
For
the
the I
I
one.
one,
Yeah.
but it's also animated and it so I think maybe it could also fit the Labubu. Um, so Perhaps this is a maybe for me. How about you, Suey?
Okay. Well, I was trying to think if I had like a graphic novel that I've been wanting to read, but nothing's coming to my mind right now. But I'm sure I could find one so easily. Um, but yeah, or something in a series. But yeah, I've gone through pretty much all the ones I had on my stacks. So I don't know. I don't know what that one's. The thing is these are all books I just want to read and I don't know what they're about or what category they could fit in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to figure that out. But anyways, yeah, I don't have one for that one.
Okay. The next one is a really fun looking dog wearing sunglasses and driving a car. So this is like absurd. It is also, I would say, like funny, comedy, whimsical, LOL, dog. It could be a book with the dog on the
Dogs
cover
or pets
or
again,
a
yeah.
pet on the cover.
And I thought road trip on that one too.
And I thought road trip on that one too. So the one that I have that I thought maybe could work more than anything because they're I was looking for people driving and I found this one on my shelves by Hannah Alcaf. She's one of my favorite autobi authors, The Weight of Our Sky. And it's got two kids on a motorcycle or like a moped. So I don't know if this is actually going to be a lot of like humor, a lot of comedy, but they're behind the wheel of a moped. Um, Looking at it, this could probably also fit for the danger one, but I would like to find something funny. Like I would like to find like an absurd or a funny YA book.
That would be so fun. Well, I'm going to go back to this 13 Days of Summer. That's the road trip one.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this one's funny. I expect it to be funny anyway. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That looks like a
So
lot of fun.
yeah, I feel like that one would go with that category, maybe even more than the other one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, we're almost done here. The last one is a block, like a child's play block with the letter O. So this could be a book that has an O on the cover in the title. There's an O shape of some sort, or it could be the author's name has a last name or a first name with the letter O, or a character with the letter O, or the title with the letter O, or whatever with the letter O. It could also be colors, so it could be like a blue and white cover. And I know I had one picked out, so I'm just looking at my
I
piles.
could go back to this one. Axie O.
Oh yeah.
Uh, that definitely fits the author one. The author with O. Um, or this one. We could go back to this one for that too. Obsidian.
Obsidian, yeah. That would work.
Yes, I could fit that one in twice now.
Okay, this is the one that I would like to read. Akata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. So this one has been in my
Okay.
TBR.
Yeah.
So the author's last name is Okorafor, and um, I'd really like to read this one.
Okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So many books that you have on yours that I don't have not heard of, which makes me just want to add to my TBR so bad.
And that was just a little bit. I pulled out like a bunch of books off my shelves. And then I
I
realized
know.
I pulled out middle
Three,
grade
four,
ones
five, six, seven,
too.
12 books. I've got 12 books. So that means that there's a few of them that I didn't have or that I'm counting twice because there's 16 on your page, right?
Hmm.
But it's fun how you can just look at a book that you really want to read
Yeah.
and then you can fit it into one of these. categories or pictures somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all based on interpretation and it's all subjective and it's just meant for fun. So I hope that you feel inspired to join us for UGUST, and I'm really curious to hear how you can participate in UGUST. If you'll be just reading one book, maybe one that we talked about sounded like a fun one, or one that we talked about is one that you want to read too. Let us know if you do want to read a book that we're reading, and maybe that's something we could set up as a
Yeah,
buddy
that'd be
read.
fun. Yeah, that'd be
Um,
awesome.
and let us know if you have any suggestions for us on what maybe we would like to read for August.
Or anything that just really fits one of these in your mind.
Yeah,
I would love to know what jumps out at people
yeah.
for fitting these images. That would be it'll be fun. So yeah, please let us know.
So that is all for this video. And stay tuned for more from us on August. And thank you, Suey, for joining me with this fun project that we've been doing now.
Yes, thank you for figuring this fun game out. So
And
awesome.
it's always nice to read YA with other people who love YA as much as I do.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Hasta la próxima.
Bye.